Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
A little bit. What's going on, everybody? We are officially live. We are officially live. How is everyone doing today? I know I haven't been live in a while, and I apologize for that. I will be doing that more often. It's been a work life, fatherhood. It's been busy. All right, something had to go, and unfortunately, the bills, the bills ain't going nowhere, so they got to get taken care of. Anyway, we're gonna have a couple of people in here with us today. As you already see, we don't even need to sugarcoat it. We got Credit Card Connection Joe Barreto. We got Key Adventures Key already here. We might have a couple other guests pop in, but the first and foremost thing is it's a celebration. So go grab your drink. I don't drink alcohol, so and you can't toast with water. So I grabbed a tea for this situation. Key, I know you got something other than water.
I got vodka.
Okay. Yep, I'll be back. But I'm gonna toast the water for now, but then I'll come back.
Yep.
Salud.
And the reason why is tomorrow I will hit my 1 year since the first time I uploaded my first video on YouTube. And man, has it been a crazy year. It has been a fun year. It's been a hectic year. This YouTube stuff ain't easy. It does not get easier. But I gotta say, because of people like Joe, people like Key, people like all y'all watching, people that have supported me, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button in any way, shape, or form, left me a comment. Y'all make it easier every single day, and it makes me want to keep on doing. It's been a whole lot of fun. Let's see who we got in here at the moment. Right now, of course, we got channel member and friend and co-host of Stack Your Points podcast. We got Matt Clausen in the building. What's going on, Matt? Xavier 1099 ID dropped in $1.99 super chat already. Let's go.
Xavier's
go.
I'm gonna adopt Xavier. I swear to God.
Ron, another channel member. What's going on, Ron? I got your question. We're going to be answering his question as well. But then also for all y'all are watching or as y'all come in, feel free to drop a question in the comments and we'll just answer it live. So I've done my part. Thanks, John. John, channel member, just dropped another comment in there. So John, thank you so much. John's been here from like day one. Drop in your questions. We will answer it. I've gotten my part out the way. It's no longer about me. Now it's about us, all of us, the community itself. So let's just have some fun for the next, whatever. How long we got, you two? Hour, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe longer than that?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. What do we got? Let's go ahead and hit the first question. Actually, before we do that, make sure on your way in or double check if you have not done it yet, hit that subscribe button. I am 148 subs away from 3K, and I wanted to hit it before my 1 year. My 1 year is tomorrow. We can still get 148 today. We can make that happen. It's not impossible. It's not impossible till it's impossible. So,
I know a guy that knows a guy.
Right.
Yo, we just lost Key.
We just lost Key. She'll be back though. It's all right. She'll be back. Joe, let's go ahead. Actually, before we jump into questions, what's going on with you? How you doing, man?
Me, everything is freaking awesome. I can't complain. It's been a heck of a week. Did a couple of videos with Calvin. He dropped another one that we did yesterday. It's been Calvin and 850 Club. They're just next level. Beautiful. It was amazing. Last night I had Spencer Johnson, and that was the quickest 2.5 hours. I had a headache, because I yelled whip out so loud that I turned beet red and people were making fun of me. Like my vein popped out here. But it's been really great. And like you said, it's all thanks to everyone here in the chats and in the questions and everything else, because they make it easy for us to do this. Really.
Absolutely.
Without them, what the hell would we be doing? Talking to us. So
straight up, we were talking to ourselves before we hit the upload button. Now we're actually talking to folks. So yeah, without y'all, we're nothing.
No,
they're just people talking to a really expensive mirror. Before we jump into it, Bobby Yakuzo's in the building. Sledge the General's in the building. Double animal fries is in the building. Thank you, and thank you for that nice little comment and note right there. Double. I got a question from you as well. We're going to get to all of that. Before I jump back in, and so Key, I know you fell out for a second, but how are you doing? How is the world of Key Adventures doing at the moment?
The world of Key Adventures is going really well. I've been really surprised that I've been able to continue to travel at least one trip per month this calendar year. I have completed 29 out of the 30 Major League Baseball stadiums, and all thanks to Points and Miles, stuff I continuously learn from folks like you, Joe, Sledge, really anybody that's doing YouTube. I learn from everybody. So I don't even want to throw any shade on nobody. Everybody I learn from. So.
Oh,
Absolutely. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm right there with you. All right. Let's play around a little bit. So I don't see Ian in the chat yet, but I'm pretty sure he'll join or he'll follow and watch the replay. But I like this one. So you just mentioned 29 out of 30 Major League Baseball stadiums, and I know that was a huge goal of yours when we first met you earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost there. Outside of that, what's your bucket list? What's on your bucket list for travel?
Oh, so many things. I'm really big on, I didn't grow up being able to take vacations and just see things. So even stuff in my backyard here in New England, I think is worthwhile to see and learn about face to face, right? Versus the textbook versus the library. I spent a lot of time in the library growing up. So it's time I close those books and hit the streets, honestly. So everything's on my bucket list. And I am very fortunate. I found the credit card points in miles space, which kind of helps me accelerate knocking some of those things off.
Joe, you got any bucket list travel?
well, I did. I should have done it coming up now. I should have had it planned already for October, but my local high school here in New Jersey asked me to be a parent outreach coordinator for mental health for the next couple of months. So I had to put all the travel stuff on hold because I have to be available for parent meetings, school events and things like that. But the plan is I got to burn some of these miles because people were making fun of me yesterday. I'm literally right now at about 2.8 million points across my cards, which is ridiculous. So I got to make something happen,
At 2.8 million, you don't have an excuse other than I don't have the time.
That's what it is. And I guess some people, well, you have your family, right? You have a little one.
Yeah.
He has her itinerary set up for travel where she already had stuff pre-planned. But you know how it is. Life gets it, like you don't expect things and then you have to pivot, right? So I literally had something planned and then I had to pivot because I got this offer when we got back from NOLA. So I couldn't let that go.
Michael Long Way Travel says he'll take them. He'll take them.
Yeah, you got plenty of people that will help you, Joe. But at the end of the day, if it's comfortable to you to have a baseline of points that's 2 million, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I wouldn't let people try and deter you away from whatever makes you comfortable at night. For me, I like to have a baseline of points, like just in case something happens. So I don't know.
Well, I have the use for 100,000 of those points from Amex. I kid you not. My dream has been to decorate this 25-foot Christmas tree in front of my house. And it's expensive here to decorate a tree in Jersey. So they charging me $1,000. So I'm taking 100,000 Amex points and pay the card off that they're charging it to so I could do my tree this year. When my father was alive, he loved it. And the last time I did it, because I was able to go on a ladder when it was 19 feet, I did it right before he passed. I want to do it again now. And I'm excited to do it. So those points are already earmarked for that. So
nice.
Yeah.
So going back to your live yesterday with Spencer, when they're at kind of early on in the live, you guys had the conversation about him cashing out his Chase points to buy his laptop, where even he admitted that people left comments or left him messages saying that wasn't a great redemption. You know how I feel about Semper Point, where I say it doesn't really matter because no one actually calculates Semper Point correctly.
Yep.
Everybody does the redemption side. They don't talk about you just earn 4 points per dollar on dining to get, the earning side of the left side of the equal sign, I should say. But that all aside, your response was that was your inspiration to buy your Tesla, cash out your points so you can buy your car. And at the end of the day, you can't put a value on anything, like especially somebody else's stuff. You can't say that was good or that was bad. But then at the same time, it's like however you want to use these points, just use them. It's like it's literally like memories over money. And so even with yourself talking about, having that cathartic moment about your father and this Christmas tree, you can't put a value on there.
I'm
But you
so excited. I'm like a little kid. I swear to God, if you could see the hairs on my arm, just thinking about it, is something that I've been dreaming to do since he passed. And to be able to get it done, I'm like a little kid literally waiting for Christmas. I can't wait for them to put it up. And
yeah.
I hate, it's just the truth. It's just priceless. It's priceless.
You know what? I'm not even gonna touch that, Joe. I can already see that how much it means to you. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm just happy for you, man.
Thank you.
Take pictures. Send me a photo.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing I'm gonna ask. Now, I can't. There are a couple people that just dropped in. Actually, Ian himself, who just asked this question, I told you he'll be here. He just dropped in. But we got Chad of Chad's Money Minutes. I've said this a million times. Chad subbed to my channel before I hit 100. And this man, I can't forget it. I can never forget it. Like, Chad, I'll owe you that forever. You can never take that away. Chad subbed to my channel before I was 100. He was one of my early creator supporters. He vocalized me and my channel to so many other people, where even other folks have said, I didn't know about your channel till Chad told me about it. So Chad, thank you so much for being here. Really, really. It's the wrong Chad. It's not Money Minutes Chad.
But
Anyway,
actually, Money Minutes Chad is at the airport. He missed his flight. He hit us up on Discord. That's why he's not here now.
No worries. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. My bad. But Chad, I'm still happy you're here as well. We ain't taking nothing away. We're not taking nothing away. Yeah. Appreciate it. Who else did we recently have drop in? Alex Y. Lonnie dressing like a stormtrooper. Don't make me go put my helmet on. It's a real one. I'll go put it on. You won't be able to hear me too well. RJ, co-host for Stack Your Points podcast, had a channel, Do You Take Cards? She's in the building as well.
What's up, RJ?
Yep. Filmo. What's going on, Filmo?
The man, the myth. I love
yes,
Filmo.
Sir. And thank you so much for the happy congratulations. All right, let's jump back to some other questions. Actually, before I do that, I need to answer Ian's question. Because for me, my bucket list thing, and one thing I've always wanted to do and I can't, and I've missed out on it twice now. So the first time I missed out on it, I was buying a house, and I was literally in closing. And so my friends went to this destination, which I'm about to disclose in a minute. And I was like, dude, it's just the wrong time. Like, anyone that's bought a house knows the closing fees and the legal, and all. You can't take a day off. They call you at 8 p.m. You got to answer the phone. There's no way around it. And now, just recently, one of my other friends just told me that they're going for their birthday next month in October, and I won't be able to go because I'll be on a different trip. But that's Machu Picchu in Peru. I want to do the hike. I want to go up the mountain and see Machu Picchu. That is on my bucket list. It might have to be stalled a little bit more unless I don't take my son, because a 2-year-old can't really hike that far. But I will get it done. I've missed out on it twice. There will not be a third time. I'll say that. And also, Ian just joined the channel. What's up? Thank you, Ian. Appreciate that.
Way to go, Ian.
All right, let's jump to a next question. So this one comes from Ron. What is your favorite and least favorite lounge in the USA? I think Key might be the best one to answer this. I know my least favorite is a Priority Pass lounge in Las Vegas, where it is dank. It is a hole in the wall. C Terminal. It has folding chairs in it, like WWE folding chairs in it. It is like by far the worst lounge I've ever been to. The best lounge, I can't actually answer. I don't know. Or my favorite, I don't quite know. But Key, what do you think? Best or worst lounge?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question probably a little bit differently than both of y'all. There's something called the Centurion Suites at, I forget what it's called now. It used to be called the Staples Center. Somebody help me out on the name where the Lakers play. I forget the name of what the arena's called. Nevertheless, inside of that stadium, what you can do is buy the cheapest possible tickets ever on earth. So nosebleed seats. And if you have an American Express Platinum card, you can go to this lounge and you can sit there. There's food for purchase, there's drinks. And I mean, we're talking like I got a $12 ticket off the streets. You know what I mean? And then I went into this lounge. So definitely one of the best ones I've been to in the US. Worst ones, there's some pretty bad ones. There's some pretty bad ones. At the end of the day, I don't want to talk bad on it, right? I'm there for the Wi-Fi, some quiet time, and if there's a snack, hopefully there's some bags of chips, because if it's too bad, I'm not eating the real food. So I don't want to talk too bad on the lounges that aren't great, but there's lots of those out there.
Okay, I respect that. I'm not gonna. We're having fun today, so I ain't gonna pressure you. But Joe, you got any bad lounge experience? Yep, he does.
I have a couple. The Centurion Lounge in LaGuardia was great. It was pretty new, and it was in the new terminal they had. So that was really nicely decorated, because LaGuardia has the history behind it with the with the airplanes and stuff going back years in New York. So really nicely themed. The food was good, a lot of space. The other good one, believe it or not, there's actually two, and they're United clubs. Lonnie, you would know.
Been to a lot of them.
So the one in Terminal A in Newark, fire. It is beautiful.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed that one. And actually, I enjoyed the one that I went to in NOLA. That was a United club as well there. So that was excellent. However, the worst, and they actually closed it and are remodeling it, and a year ago I did a video, was in Jacksonville. It was a priority pass called the Club at Jax. And that seems to be like there was a club also at New Orleans at MSY that people said was overcrowded and whatever the heck. I didn't go to that one. I went to the United one first. But the one in Jacksonville was so bad that they had this little plate of hummus, right? So it was the tiniest plate of hummus with like 4 little triangles of pita bread cut up that they try to make it look fancy around it. And some nasty, I don't even know what kind of meat it was, like some kind of stew meat with beans and carrot sticks. My saving grace was that there was a bar and you're supposed to scan the QR code to get your drink. I told the bartender, look, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to take care of you one-on-one. I don't want to scan and start this. Not a problem. $10 I gave him. He took care of me for 3 hours because my flight was delayed. So I was nicely torn up. That was the best thing about it. But other than that, that was it.
Yeah, I get that. I love how you bring up New Orleans, because I was there as well. I actually left with Key. Her and I, we made I can't tell how many laps we made around that airport, because we were both movers and shakers. So we were just like, we had to get on the wait list for the club. Well, first we went to Delta. And of course, I wasn't flying Delta. And so we go into the Delta thing. Key's like, yo, we're good. Just, we can get in. And they're like, wait, you don't have a Delta boarding pass, so you can't get in. They didn't let me in. So we were like, screw this. Let's go back to the club. But then, like I said, we had to get on a waiting list. And then at first, I didn't realize there was a United club even at that particular airport, because I didn't walk by. Our plane landed at the gate next to the exit. So I never even saw it in there. And so as we were walking, I saw it. Then we were like, yeah, if they didn't let me in because I didn't have Delta, they're probably not going to let you in because you don't have a United. So then we went back to the club, still waiting. By the time we got there, Key was like, screw this, I'm getting on my plane, I'm out. So
you could have bought a ticket, right? You couldn't.
Wait, no. Wait, so yeah, let me talk on that a little bit more, because that's what I thought, Joe. So I have guest passes on my Sky Miles account with Delta, and I thought I could use those for anybody. So get there, I'm like, hey, I want to guest in, my guy Lonnie here. And she's like, show me your boarding pass. And I was like, all right, yeah, I got it right here. She's like, no, both boarding passes. So you have to everybody needs to be flying Delta in order to access the Delta Sky Club, even if you have guest passes.
Learn something new.
So that's wiggity whack. I won't even lie. That was whack.
That was pretty whack. Whatever. But Tasha, Major Change Group's in the building. Ant's just dropped $4.99 super chat. What's going on, Tasha? Thank you so much for stopping by.
What's up, mama? I can't wait to hear that Southern drawl next week.
Then before I get too far away and get too many comments, Michael P dropped us a question. What do you think about those 1 key cards? Go, Joe. Go.
Guess what? My sister got it because of Dugras. So my sister that went on the trip does a lot of bookings. That chick does not stop. She travels all over. But she likes Expedia every once in a while or things like that to get her tickets and kind of get a package deal, let's say to Panama, whatever. And when Dugras told me that the value to it or whatever, literally, I called her that morning. I sent her the link to his video. She hit me right back. She got a 1 key card for $20,000 credit line. And she's already used it. She loves it. And actually, Key, you should get that card just because and call it your 1 key card.
I know. You didn't know I'm the CFO of that.
You are like Sledge in the luxury car.
Yeah. I have a different take on that card, but despite being the CFO of the card, despite that, I'm gonna have to push a different card. For me, I'd rather get the Capital One Venture X or even the US Bank Altitude Reserve card, right? I feel like those cards are more tailor built for folks that like using Priceline, like using Expedia. I don't even know what else. The 1 key card, I haven't gotten it. I have to get it, right? It's in my name, right? You know, I came up with the idea, so I have to get it. But otherwise, no, that's not for me.
It's not currently on my roadmap either. I'm going to take a different path myself. So if it fits for you and it works for you, then so be it. Yeah, all for it. But
you mentioned the U.S. Bank. Which was the one? The Altitude Reserve?
Yeah, the Altitude Reserve, or even, like I said, the Capital One Venture X. I think are better
Capital
cards.
One I'll never get, but the Altitude Reserve, I did a pre-approval last week to shoot my shot, as you and me like to say, Key, right? And they denied me on the pre-approval, so I got the letter, and I was like, why? There was only one reason why: too many accounts opened in the last 6 months. I opened up 7 cards since January, so I get it, but no loss. I didn't get a ding, I didn't get denied, but I know not to try it yet. That's all.
One thing, not to backtrack too far, but one thing that you brought up was the new-ish United Club at Newark Airport, Joe.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that one in the C concourse of the United side over by Gate 103 is finally done with construction?
So there's still, you know,
it's been under construction for 10 years.
100%. 100%. That has been under construction for 100 years. But still, you know what's funny? Even the older one that they have in Terminal C is still huge. And their offerings are better than a lot of the other ones that I've been to that just blow. You know, as I saw somebody mention here, I forgot one that I should have mentioned. The Centurion Lounge in San Francisco was fire.
When it's not packed.
Right. Well, I got lucky. I went like during an afternoon or 2 o'clock flight, and it was perfect. You know, like bartenders were friendly. I actually recorded them. They were talking in Spanish and stuff. It was great. But that's a nice one, you know?
Yeah, and it's smack dab in all the United gates. It's literally in the United terminal. So I do appreciate that one as well, when it's not packed.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know about that about SFO unless you travel through it a lot. But there's United Club, a Priority Pass, a Centurion Lounge, all within literally like 40 steps of each other. So there's plenty of options. There used to be a Priority Pass restaurant. Of course, we know that's getting dropped off. So there's like 4 places you could go and get a like seat to yourself over there. Yeah.
I don't want to keep derailing, but the Priority Pass restaurants, also something you can continue to go to with the US Bank Altitude Reserve card or any US Bank Altitude or US Bank card that has Priority Pass, excuse me.
Wait. I ain't going to them anyway. I've only been to like maybe 1 or 2 ever.
I just started out there. I know you don't like to be walking. I know you don't like walking from lounge to lounge.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. You're right. But at SFO, they're actually building a sky bridge from Terminal 3, where United is, to the international terminal, Terminal G, which lets you out right at the Polaris Lounge.
Okay.
So couple extra steps. Let's jump to our next question. I don't see any new comments new questions in the comments, but Cesar, I don't think he's in the chat quite yet, but we know Cesar is a fan of the channel and for all of us. What cards do you want to apply for in the next 6 months? Do you have a 6-month roadmap, Key?
Not yet. That's something I'm actually working on building out, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot of cards rumored to be coming out either this quarter or early Q1. My guess is probably before Black Friday and all that stuff, if it's going to come out this year. Revisiting some of the Barclays American Airlines cards is definitely on my list before maybe Citi takes over that full portfolio. Other than that, pretty much everything. I'm currently 424, but I have had pretty much every United or every Chase card I've ever wanted. So we'll see. Maybe that doesn't matter to me anymore.
That's cool.
Yep. Joe, what you got on your next 6-month roadmap?
I have a couple. One is the IHG business card.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to get their higher offer. I mean, I'm way over 524, so I'm gonna have to wait anyway. But I also want to see where Citi comes in if they come in with their Strata Elite. That would be one of the first that I get, or Wells with their Beyond. Actually, I right before we went live, I had contacted my the manager over here at the Wells Fargo branch, who notified me that today Wells just added Virgin Atlantic as one of their transfer partners, which I thought was huge.
Virgin. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's a smart move and a pickup on Wells. So she called me. So I literally recorded the video. I'll put it up tomorrow. But those are cards, I would like to stick with Wells and Citi to their elite cards before I do anything else. I have a ton of Chase cards. I don't need anything else from Amex. I'd rather try to fill those up and see what else I can get. I always have at my fingertips or disposal product changing from the CSP to the CSR if Chase does anything great with it at some point. But right now they haven't, so I haven't decided to go that route. What about you?
I understand that. So I think I'm done for 2024, to be completely honest. Now there's one time a year I guarantee myself a brand new credit card, and that's tax season. So between March and April, I want it here. I want it active because, put that large IRS bill on there. You're going to hit your sub bonus easily. I'm just calling it what it is, folks. And then I also have another large vacation coming up in May of next year, where it's already prepaid between points, miles, whatever, et cetera. But I'm also probably going to be a shopping spree style type of vacation where, buy a lot of souvenirs and those types of things. So I'm thinking of probably another business card. Don't know which one because I'm not hurting anywhere. I got a lot of Chase points. I got a lot of Amex points. Of course, as y'all know, I got a lot of United miles. So I'm not really hurting like I need to fill anything up. So even like as of right now, I just got my IHG card, my IHG Premier card, the personal one, not the business one, like in July, like maybe 3-something months ago. So that would be the card with the least amount of travel rewards currency that I have. So right now I'm just using that as basically like a daily driver because it gets 3x on everything. They're, IHG points are about 0.8 cents. So I'm literally getting just over, that 1.2, 1.3 cents per point as of right now, using it as a catch-all card instead of using like a Freedom Unlimited. But if anything, I might get a second IHG, the business card, just like you say, double up and get the extra points. I'm going to get duplicate benefits or whatnot. So that kind of sucks, but at least I'll be able to build that bank of points up, probably get a Chase card or Amex business card, like an Amex Gold. My Amex Platinum should be coming due by then. So I could downgrade that, switch to the get an Amex Platinum, keep all those Amex benefits, get a couple more, of course, etc. But my annual fee would stay about the same. But knowing that I'll be able to hit that spin requirement very easily in that March, April, May timeframe, those are my options and the cards that I'm currently looking at. But as for personal cards, I don't really need anything. I could get green, but I won't get a sign-up bonus for it because I already got gold and platinum.
No, what was your sign-up bonus for the IHG when you got it? You
So
remember?
there was two options. There was the 140, the standard offer, or you could do it was it 5 free nights or whatnot. But it was like 5 free nights capped at X thousand or whatnot. But then it also had an extra $1,000 on the spend requirement as well. And so when I went with the 140 straight up standard offer redemption. The reason why is because where I stay, the type of IHGs I stay at, the Intercontinentals, the Kiptons, and all that, the 5 free nights, I would never really be able to take advantage of. And then everywhere else, it's like if you didn't spend 60,000 points, you got a free night for a hotel that may only cost you 30. You just forfeited the other 30. So I'm like, it's actually makes more financial sense or point currency sense for me to just go with the 140 and use it business as usual than it is try to get the 5 free nights. And when it comes up to a year anyway, I'm still going to get a free night. I'm going to get the anniversary free night. And when I use points, it's, do 3 nights, get your 4th night free anyway. So I'm like, I'll just take the points and save $1,000 on spending requirement.
We spoke about that last night. Sylvia asked a question about because she wanted that card. And now if you go on IHG's website, they have this, what they call a $200,000, 200,000 point bonus. But they're really sneaky how they throw that one in. You'll get 140 for 4,000 spend. Then they'll give you another 60 for an additional 5,000 spend in 6 months. That's garbage. That to me, I'm like, so you're spending $9,000 for, that's stupid. It just makes no sense. And we were discussing the issue with certificates versus the straight up points. I said I'd rather the flexible points for that reason you just said, because the certificates, you're either going to lose if you don't get something at that level, or if you get something at too much of a level, you still got to hit points anyway. It doesn't make sense. So,
Yep.
Yeah, so that's why I prefer the Wyndham Business Earner card, the Choice card, and I'm going to throw the Hilton Aspire card in there. The Hilton card has the uncapped certificate, and if you have that card, I'm imagining you're staying at Hilton greater than 1 time per year, so that card just makes sense. But then the other two that I named, the Choice and the Wyndham Business Earner, they give you points every single year. Granted, they may expire and all that stuff, but you're flexible. You can add more points to it. You can take points away. You know what I mean? You're not locked into using all those points in one swoop.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
I love the Wyndham Business Earner. That's fire.
Fun.
That's what got us the Caesars Diamond status. And when we went to NOLA, they got the dinner certificate, whatever. We used that there.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for my mimosa, Joe.
No,
yeah,
but it was worth it because, right, that stuff, like, those are benefits that people don't really look at when they apply for a card. They look at the multipliers, right? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Can I get? But something like that I had completely forgotten until we were literally in the casino that night in NOLA, and someone mentioned Caesars, and I said, wait a minute. It comes out every year. You get a new one. Why not? So those are the hidden. And Wyndham, to me, it's a pain to get the card. I can't stress how hard and much of a pain in the neck they are. If you just started out with something with them, it took 2 months for me, almost 3, to get that card. But worth it. Worth it. If you're traveling abroad, the Wyndham hotels are fire. And diamond status, you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
I don't even want to go off on a tangent, but that might be an upcoming video. Is why status matters. I don't think people talk about it enough. Like, we can talk about the benefits and value that you get, or the credits that you get when they change a card or annual fee, but then we don't talk about the status being one. My slogan. I think it's like written in neon above me. It's like, pick your partners, right? I say it all the time. When you get status, you get so much more level of experience and respect when you travel, hotel and airline. And Joe, you know this because you bought the 1K from United and your whole day changed. Your Tuesday was different from your Wednesday.
Never going back. Never going back. Nope.
I'm like 2 flights away from locking in my 1K for 2025. And so I got to get on these flights so I don't have to pay for it. Well, pay for it separately, I should say. While we were talking, John, appreciate you jumping in here, brother. Also dropped us a question. So let's jump to a comment question real quick. So in your opinion, what would make the Venture X a better travel card? For me, having domestic flight partners, Hyatt and would dramatically make it better. Now, I'm going to jump on this one first because the venture Capital One's whole transfer partner ecosystem does absolutely nothing for me. Like they just don't transfer out to nobody that I am even slightly interested in, which is why I never had a Capital One card. I'm not interested in the Capital One card. And I only say that, and I want to jump on that first because I'm with you, John. Having more domestic flight partners or hotel partners that fit into my travel lifestyle, my travel preferences would make it easier. But is it a bad card? Depends on how you look at it. The 2x on everything. I think there are cards that give you better earning value. I'm an earner more than I'm a redeemer. I like my earning, my point stacks. Key dropped a point stack question. And I actually had to go dig for it. And I got a good answer for you, Key. But anyway, I'm a point stacker. So earning the points means way more to me than how I end up actually redeeming them. So that way I don't have to count my cent per points in the end of the day because I might have made 100,000 points at, much, much lower rate, like less than a quarter cent per point when I earned it or whatever you want to call it like that. But yeah, I don't see any value personally for the Venture X, but $300 travel credit, I can't be mad at that. You do got to use it in your the Venture X Capital One portal. I get 300 on my CSR, which I don't have to do that with. The 10,000 points anniversary, once again, going back to point stacking, I can get 10,000 points on a really good purchase, and you're getting the 10,000 once a year. And if I can do this 2 times a year, I'm already getting more value from an everyday spend point. That's what I mean. So yeah, I don't see value in it, but I see Key nodding her head. I'm going to pass it to you. What would make the Venture X a better travel card?
I mean, I have to ask, like, better compared to what? But I appreciate the question. I just like to be
You're gonna make me go on mute.
I'm sorry. I just have to ask. But I think for 2 different reasons. One, if you're just getting into traveling for the first time, I have so many friends that don't know how to book a flight outside of Priceline or Expedia. So that's what makes the Capital One Venture X a successful card for those types of people that are kind of just figuring it out. And I know that sounds crazy, not a lie. Don't know how to go on Southwest and book a flight independently. Number two reason why the Venture X is a good card, in my opinion, is it really starts to separate folks that are starting to master the credit game in a sense of like using travel points and using those points effectively, right? If American Airlines is your go-to airline at your home airport, then you should focus on learning how to use American Airlines outside of American Airlines miles. Same thing with United, same thing with all these other partners. Really start to work on using folks that are in the airline alliance, not just their own currency. That's all I'll say. Thanks.
I'm not mad at that answer. Joe?
Capital One can kick rocks. It is what it is. In terms of, okay, so we talked about the statuses, and for me, I wish I was at a hotel with higher status than Discoverist at the Hyatt in NOLA, because if I would have stayed at a Hilton, it would have included the breakfasts and stuff. I had to pay extra for that. But the 2 24-year-olds that I was with, that were Hyatt globalists that were with, but what was it? Alexander and what was his first name? The brothers that went, they were like having phenomenal breakfasts and stuff like that, and I was like, womp womp womp, So to me, status is huge. I can't go, that's why I will, now that I'm at this place in my life, I will look, if I know I'm going to stay at Hilton more, I'll switch out of the Surpass, maybe to the Aspire. However, one of the most underrated cards is the Surpass, because they're giving you 4 shots to get $50 back in gift cards that you could use at a Hilton. The card only costs you $150, so you're ahead of the game there, and you always get breakfast no matter what. Which saves you a lot of money. Because if you get a late enough breakfast, right, it'll carry you through lunch, and then you just stress dinner.
Yep.
Not that you're being cheap, but it's being smart. So
that is also a FHR and Chase the Edit hack as well, because they'll give you free breakfast for 2 for every day, but then they give you like $100 credit that you could also use on food. Like Key knows, because we walked out of New Orleans I walked out with a $19 bill.
wow.
That was it, because I burned. Anthony Venture would tell you about it, Joe. I know you did it too. We all made sure to use every single cent of those credits. And at the end of the day, it was like, they give you a lot of credits. They give you a lot. This should be
Wells
part
does
of your
that
strategy.
too now. Wells does that. Wells, and they give you $100. They'll give you free breakfast and a $25 credit for a no annual fee autograph card. If you use their, that's not bad for a no annual. So they covered your meal for the early part of the day and a snack. That's how I see it. Why not?
Yeah. And for those that weren't in NOLA, I was there. You didn't see a lot of me because I was just ordering room service.
That's what I heard.
I didn't have a wife, a kid, a dog. For the first time in a very long time, I was in there watching Marvel movies.
Just homie was in his glory. He made like an appearance. I swear, I saw Lonnie at the meetup, and then he just went.
I showed up, and then I left. And then I showed up, and then I leave. And it was like, oh, we're going to the next spot. And I'm like, all right, I'll meet you there. Right up the elevator. But thank you for that question, John. Let's go back to some of the other ones. I'm going to jump back to the comments in a second, but Double Animal Fries asked a question, and we kind of touched on this a second ago. What's your process for picking partners? Because we know how important it is to pick your partners. And how do you recommend newbies to the credit card game figure that out? Joe, what's your process? Other than listening to me and switching to United.
Okay, so my partners, airlines is kind of easy. I base it on where I live. And even though I have access to JFK and LaGuardia, that's 2 bridges away and distance. For me, Newark is it. And the hub there is United. So I'm United, basically. I've never flown Delta, like I've said before. So that's one thing. And then I think as I've gotten older, my tastes have changed and become more expensive. So as we were joking before we went on about the Super 8 motels and stuff like that, that's how I grew up. And let me tell you, I don't want to be bougie, and I'm not talking trash, and I'm not poo-pooing anybody else. But the reality is, I want to stay at nicer places. They don't have to be the top, 5-star, next level, 50, 100,000 points. I'm just saying I want something that's nice, really, easy to get to, comfortable. You can get upgraded, that kind of stuff. That does it for me. If they treat me nice, the Marriott in Stamford, Connecticut, as a gold member, they gave me lounge access for me and my wife. And then they gave me a food credit just because. You got me forever then. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, that's when I'll stick with a brand if I see the loyalty is sort of rewarded and they treat you good. That's it. And then I'll stick with that. I don't mind trying new things. But if something works and works well, I'm going to stick with that.
Key, what's your process?
All right. I'm outnumbered by United folks on this call. For me, I don't think you should pick a partner when you're first starting out. If you're just kind of getting into this, I think you should try to see what you like, right? There's different services.
You're stealing my answer. You're stealing my answer. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
The level of service you get on one type of flight may be different. Despite them being the same aircraft, they could configure the inside of those planes differently. And you just may like something better than the other. Same thing with hotels, right? Try them all and you may gravitate towards something. For me now, I'm all about if it's close to what I'm trying to do, that's where I'm staying. I don't care if it's an IHG, a Holiday Inn, or a Waldorf Astoria. So that's just me.
I appreciate that. So I'm actually going to pick up where Key kind of left off there, where you don't pick your partners right away. It's something that you experience over time, and you're like, oh, I like this a little bit better than I like that. Actually, I'm going to pause real quick because Rod just jumped in. So let's go ahead and bring him in. Rod, what's going on, sir?
Hey, what's up, Lonnie? What's up, man? Sorry, I'm a little tardy to the party. What's
You
up?
can't be late. You always on time.
No, man. And the crazy part is I took a nap, man, but I had to wake up. I had to wake
Rod,
up.
you haven't been on time yet, so this is perfect. You're right on time. This is
Never.
perfect.
I'm that little kid at school that got all the little red flags and stuff, you know. And the crazy part is I was watching the live. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be out here. But I had to wake up. So
All good. Well, let me jump back to Double Double's question. So I say you don't necessarily pick your partners. I don't think it's a natural thing for anybody to just come out the gate and pick partners. I'm like, I wasn't born United. I kind of was because I grew up in United's backyard. United in Chicago is the same as like Delta and Coca-Cola in Atlanta. They just like own the city. So it just made perfect sense that I did that. But I've traveled everywhere, on every one, I should say. When I became independent in my travels, i.e., my parents stopped paying for like family vacations, I was, a grown man outside of the house, those types of things. Most people, and it usually starts off in college. I think, Key, you mentioned it earlier, like the Expedias and the price lines. Like that's how most people actually get started in travel, like the spring break trips, going home to see your family for the holidays, those types of things. Cheapo Air, if that's even still around. I don't know if it is, but it was back in the day. I know because I used it before. I ended up on Spirit with it. Yep. But you'll just like buy what's affordable. And eventually you'll get these experiences like, yo, I never want to fly this airline again. Or when I fly Delta, I always had to take a connection when I was flying to the West Coast. But when I flew United, I could take nonstops. And that would actually end up changing that travel day experience. So eventually it just made sense to like, you know what? When I need to go somewhere, United can always get me there. And I also learned, going back to, earning and point stacking. I know there's a lot of point stacking questions in here. We're going to get to them. But I realized I could earn more points on my everyday spend through point stacking with United than I could with any other airline, Delta or American. So I ended up gravitating there. Once I started getting status with United, and it started off with like gold status, where it's like day of the trip, hey, you just got upgraded. You're like, oh, today's a good day. But then you get to platinum and 1K, and it's like 4 days before your trip. And they're like, oh, we just put you all up in the front. What? And then, next thing you know, you got a dedicated boarding line. You get a dedicated door to walk through at all the airports. You get a dedicated security line. I get on the planes now and they're like, oh, you want something to eat? Sure. And they just give it to you. You don't have to pay. They call me out by name. Like I can just walk up and they'll just say, hey, Mr. Lonnie. I'm not using my actual last name, but you guys know that. But it's like, hey, Mr. Lonnie, welcome back. I've flown so much with them now where I've gotten on flights and like the pilot has come back to shake my hand. Hey, thanks for being loyal to us. Thanks for, flying with us again. Thanks for always being here with us. And, the thing is one that makes me feel respected. It makes me feel like the dollars and the time that I spent with a company are actually seen and rewarded. But the other side of that coin is the people that sit around you. Like, yo, who is you? Like, hey, you somebody special? Like, who is you? You know what I mean? Like, it gives you, makes you feel a little bit better, especially like when I was in the dating phase with my now wife. She didn't know who I was. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to tell her that I had no idea that experience was about to happen. I'm just going to let her know, like, yo, this is what you get when you roll with me. This is how we do over here.
I love it, Lonnie. I love it.
And then to answer the flip side around hotels. So hotels, I won't necessarily say you should have a dedicated partner because it is about like once again, what Key mentioned about your geographical location. If you're going to Tokyo and you want to be in like Shibuya and IHG, the Intercontinental, is 4 miles away, but you can get a Hyatt right there on the corner, I'd probably stay at a Hyatt. I'm very hotel agnostic. Like I don't necessarily care, but I will pick IHG. As I mentioned, I just got the IHG card, but that's also because IHG is a hotel partner for the company that I work for. So every time we have to go on a trip somewhere, 9 times out of 10, we're staying at an Intercontinental. But now that I got the card, and this literally happened to me, a company will pinch every penny. You get one king room studio. But now I'll go with my team, and kid you not, real story, my VP was like, how'd you get this 1 bedroom suite? Like, oh, I got upgraded. Like, how come I didn't get upgraded? I'm like, don't worry about it. Mind your business. You know? So once again, even personal or business, it is a different experience. And that's why I went and got the IHG card. So I get all those extra perks and benefits. Of course, when I do my expense report, I can put on that card and I'm getting 26 points per dollar from there. If you saw one of my more recent videos, I charge everything to the damn room. Everything. I'm getting all the points on the company dime, expense the heck out of it when it's done. So that way, when I want to travel with my family, it doesn't matter if it's a intercontinental or a Holiday Inn. I got all the points for it already. So that's why I picked IHG, but I don't actually care. I'll stay at any hotel.
But you know what, Lonnie? You mentioned the status. Funny thing happened to me at the Marriott Marquis in New York. I was at a conference with the college here. I went with the president of the college, and he asked for a late checkout. We were there 3 nights. They wouldn't give him a late checkout. They said the rooms were booked. They wouldn't give him a late checkout, right? My man makes about $300,000 a year as a salary being the president of the college. I'm there. I come around with my little Marriott gold card because of platinum, right? And they're like, oh, you want a 2 p.m. Late checkout? Sure. And he was like, what? And I was like, yo, bro, it's the status. And I warned him before we went out. I said, you do this, like you just said, expensing it, you can get this, not just with Marriott. You can get it with Hilton. Your car rental that they gave you a little box this big, and I got a nice convertible for the same price. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yep. Going back to the status, even like with United, because with 1K, you'll get 3 bags guaranteed above 50 pounds. They can be up to 70 pounds for free, period.
So, Lonnie, you're 1K?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Goals.
Yeah.
Goals.
And now that, of course, like when I travel now, I have to check bags. I prefer carry. I can put 2 weeks in a carry-on when I'm traveling by myself. If I'm traveling with my family, absolutely not. But now, when the second we leave, before we get to the airport, we already got 2 bags. We got a car seat and we got a stroller. So I gotta check 2 things. But then it's like, all right, if I already got to check 2 things, so what's the point of a carry-on? Let me go ahead. And those are free, by the way. So no matter what, those are automatically free. And I still get 3 more bags on top of that. And so like my primary companion, in this case, my wife, she'll get 1 bag for free. She also has the United Explorer card, so she'll get a 2nd bag for free. So we'll travel. We could travel and literally take like 7 bags. So like I said, we got something coming up in May. And it's going to be like a shopping spree-ish trip. We're going to be buying a lot of souvenirs when we get there. I might leave with 3 bags. I might come back with 5 type of situation. But I already know it's already taken care of because of status. That's why status is important. A lot of people say like, oh, I got the Amex Platinum. I can use the $200 airline credit to cover that. In my case, I can use that $200 airline credit to cover something else and save all that because of status. It's just an extra layer in the points and travel game. Yep.
Man, that 1K. I looked at that 1K, Lonnie, and I was like, I don't even fly United, so I wouldn't get it anyway. I can't even get gold status with American. I can't even get silver status with Delta. I'm trying to figure out, do they have a copper status?
Nope.
Nope. Your boy get copper status up in here or something? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I also see a couple people asking about the Discord. One of the channel moderators, I think John's still in here. Go ahead and drop the Anthony Venture Discord and all that into the chat for us, please. So that way we can get all these new members involved and educated and part of the community. You know what it is. Let's see. You know what? Let's go ahead and jump to the point stack question because 3 people have asked so far. What's the biggest point stack of the year? I don't want to go first. Rod, you point stack. What's the biggest one you got?
My biggest one is American Express, but I've been really diligent about working on Chase. And I'll be honest with everybody in the comments. And first and foremost, before I go any further, Lonnie, thank you for allowing me on your platform. I really appreciate it. The community is growing and growing and growing. But American Express, for some reason, when I reach in my wallet, I could go for a Chase card, but my hand falls on an American Express card somehow. I don't know how. I'm like, how does this happen? You know, I reach for the Chase card, but it ended up on an American Express card. But I really want to get on Chase, but my biggest stack is American Express. I just redeemed some points for a trip that I'm going to be taking next weekend out to Phoenix. And I'm not like Joe Barreto. I don't have 2.8 million points. You know, I'm over here mad as I don't know what. I'm over here like, man, I can't believe I redeemed no point. Man, I got to come up with a new. Hey, y'all, to be honest, I've come up with a strategy. I gotta either use some cash or to do something but American Express is my biggest stack. But I think I get more value other than Hilton, which I don't even stay at. I think I get more value from Chase, but I cannot seem, even though I have a Chase trifecta in my wallet right now. I have the Freedom Unlimited, Freedom Flex, and the Sapphire Preferred in my wallet right now, but I just can't get to where I want to be with that. But
Joe, what's your biggest point stack you've gotten so far this year?
This is sad. I don't point stack. I haven't had the need to, really. I mean, I'll do something with Amex, let's say an FHR. I'll put in my Marriott numbers and whatever and get whatever out of that as well and push it as far as I can. But I haven't been in a position to really point stack. The closest thing I think I can maybe do is when I use the United Mileage Plus X app. You know, when you show me that you and Tariq abuse that one, that's about it. Other than that,
hey, that still counts.
I'm not in that. Yeah, but I'm not really into that. Know how to do it well. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I two things I don't do well: the point stacking, and I don't know how to really transfer well. So it's just that comes with, you know. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know,
luckily you have Lonnie in your life. You have myself. You have everybody.
And that's
Chad,
why I'm
Anthony,
grateful as all hell.
So.
I 100. I can get points. I just don't know.
We got you. We got you.
I'll take care of you. Yo, subscribe to the channel because it's my way of life. Key, you asked the question, and so did a couple others, but you initiated the question. What's yours?
Oh man. Okay. I don't know my biggest one of the year. I'd have to go back and check some spreadsheets, but my most recent was I purchased a Samsung Galaxy Flip and a couple other devices to test out. It was maybe 10 to 12x on Rakuten. Yeah, this thing's very nice. Very, very nice. It was 10 to 12x on Rakuten. So I did that. I also was able to resell one of the devices that I purchased. So
we lost your audio.
Oh, hello.
I can hear.
Actually, I can't hear anyone. That might be me.
It's you, Lonnie. It's you. So point stacked on that. I went through Rakuten. I resold one of the devices, and I had an Amex offer, I believe, for Samsung. So all those things. I think I netted, 35,000 Amex membership rewards points.
I forgot Rakuten. My bad. I Rakuten a lot, so I forgot that. Thank you, Key.
You're welcome. I got you. But yeah, you should definitely be getting at least a double point stack on every single thing that you're doing. And if not, make sure it's Lonnie's first year with YouTube. Make sure you follow his channel to get all the steps and the know-how in that. But every single time you make a purchase, you need to be point stacking. Excuse me.
Hey, what is this? What does Rakuten do? What do you get from that? I mean, I don't buy stuff online. If I can't see it, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. You don't use like Amazon. You don't use nothing. You don't buy nothing.
I get Amazon if I know what it is, but but rarely. I'm OG, Key. I'm OG.
Okay. No, I respect that.
I can't hear anyone.
On a simple level.
Let me see if I can fix this. I'll be right back.
Okay. Rakuten allows you to connect with American Express membership awards points, or you can receive what they call big fat checks, but please don't do this. Instead, make sure you do connect your accounts with American Express. And what you're able to do, you just click on a button. Say you're on, I'll just say like Nike.com, right? It'll kind of pop up in your corner. Nike.com is offering 4 points per dollar back. You click on it, you're going to get 4 points per dollar to your American Express account. Usually about 6 months later.
See, I'm familiar with them. Like Sled said, wait, Rod, I know Rakuten, but I've never used them. I didn't know. But like,
we'll put you
I could go to the Nike store and I could try 2 pair of shoes on,
Mm-hmm.
both 11.5s. And one shoe gonna fit different than the other. So I'm not about to order that online and then have to send it back and got to go to the post office. I'm being Rod ain't got time for all that.
Okay, that's fair. So for folks like you, that makes total sense. Maybe Rakuten's not your jam, but you still should be using like your Chase offers, your City offers, like things that you can add to the card. That's definitely another way of point stacking.
Yeah, I do that too, Key. I do that too. And then all the offers I have, I don't end up using them. It'd be the offers that I don't need to use this week.
Rod, I'm gonna have to come at you, Rod. You just said you said you an OG. Bro, I'm older than you. What the hell does that make me?
I guess you Asian, Joe.
Oh, don't be doing my guy Joe like that.
That hurt me in the cockle of my heart, Rod. Like, damn.
Hey Joe, you be on Rakuten too?
Yo, hell yeah. Because Rod, here's the thing.
Joe say hell yeah.
Because Rod, like especially for Christmas, I'm gonna give you a quick example. If I know I'm gonna buy certain things, let's say from Dell or Macy's, any store, there's a ton of stores. They have these things where they'll give you 10%, 12%, up to 15 points for every dollar on top of whatever it is. If I'm going to get it anyway, I get it through them and then it becomes Amex points. So every once in a while, I'll get like 6, 7, 8, 10,000 Amex points from Rakuten.
Well, damn, Joe, I don't have nothing to buy though. That's the problem, man. I mean, like yesterday I went to Kroger and I need some silverware, but I went and bought some plastic silverware. Can I get that on Rakuten? Can I get some plastic?
I'm sure you can. You can get through Macy's. But you tell us your friends.
I have so many questions, Rod. I have so many questions.
And then Rod, here's the thing. Rod has put his business on blast on the last couple of lives. Rod has friends, right? And I'm sure you want to buy your friends some nice gifts. Bro, you got.
No, I have a friend, Joe. You keep trying to get me in trouble, Joe. This is the third live stream. I have a friend, one friend. I have a bunch of associates, but I have one friend.
Okay, so you have one friend. Fair enough.
And she is good on going to these websites. Man, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Joe, you just solved my problem.
See,
I'm gonna give her my car and say, you go Rakuten and. Well, no, I don't know about that either. And just buy
you'll benefit. You'll benefit. You're gonna make her happy. You're gonna get more points, right? Just think about it, and then, you could also get more friends.
I don't want no more friends, Joe. You keep trying to get me in trouble. I don't want
good
no
answer,
more friends.
Good answer. Good answer.
I don't want no more friends. I want a bunch of associates, but I don't want no more friends, Joe.
Why Love just said, Joe, he has one friend.
Guess who that friend is, Joe? The one that said I got one friend.
Okay.
Yo, this just made my night. I swear to God.
We're moving on.
No more friends. Yo, she just pulled out a Drake. No more friends.
She pulled out the big joke on your ass, Joe.
All right. We're moving on. Joe be putting everybody stuff on the street. Okay. I want to just remind everybody that's been here for an hour. We're here to celebrate CallMeLani's first year on YouTube. So again, if you haven't been here, show them some love. Hopefully you're already subscribed to the channel. Hopefully you've already liked the video, but major congratulations, Lani. And, absolutely blazing into YouTube. So
appreciate that.
I got 2 new subscribers today, Joe, because I was on the Points Blank Experience, one of my other channels. And I said, they call me Lonnie, and it said, call me Lonnie, and I subscribed. And I said, wait a minute, I'm on the Points Blank Experience. Then I went to Points Blank Travel, and I subscribed again. So you got 2 new subscribers today. Man, what you're doing, and I looked at I checked out your page before I came on here. And I was like, this brother here is doing the thing.
I appreciate that.
You're doing it.
Y'all can hear me okay now, right? I had some audio issues going on. Like everything just went silent on me, so I had to hop to a different computer.
That's because Joe over here talking crazy. That's why you couldn't hear nothing.
I know I missed everything. But I also
Rod. Why, love?
like,
I apologize, my love. I apologize. Rod is correct. He only has one friend. I don't know what I was thinking.
Man. I love Joey Key. I love Joey Key. I love Lottie. I love Joey Key. I love Joey Key, man.
But yeah, I missed all of it. I was like, they over there cracking up, and I can't hear nothing. So I had to like pick up a. But if I canceled the live stream, or like canceled out on that computer, tried to reset it, would have canceled the live stream. So I just had to hop to a different one. Whatever. So I got a different.
I don't think Rod would have hated if the live stream just cut out. I won't even lie.
I was going to defend myself. I'd have started a whole nother live. We'd have been Rod defending himself from Money's channel.
Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Seabass, thank you for joining the channel, man. Really do appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And the real Chad's Money Minutes is in the building. I ironically had called out the wrong Chad earlier today, but Chad, you got your flowers. Thanks for being such a supporter before I hit 100. Everyone pretty much knows that story by now, but I'll never forget it. So I really do appreciate that. But I did want to get back to Key's point stack question, because I had 2 of them this year that were pretty good. Now, I also bought a Samsung folding phone this year, so I got the Z Fold 6. Ain't cheap. We'll call it what it is. It ain't. But for anyone that's interested in Samsung phones, Android phones, if you're not an iPhone user, you're agnostic, don't really care, the shopping portals, it doesn't matter if it's Chase, Capital One, Amex, Delta, whatever. After Samsung does their announcement, literally during that pre-order period, their shopping portal like point redemptions hop up. So I think I grabbed this one when it was like at 8 points per dollar. So taking that out, that was roughly like 19,000, maybe 20,000 points just off of that particular sale. I bought it full retail. But the real one actually is will soon be in my collection above my head over here, is AT-AT Walker from Star Wars. So Lego makes one of these. It's one of the largest Lego sets they make. It's literally 4 feet tall. it's gonna span across 2 of these shelves over here. But I don't want to say the price, but I will. I'll share it with you. I'll be transparent. It costs $920 after taxes. Now, do what you want. It's your money. Do what you want. It makes me happy. All right. So shut up. It makes me happy. Okay. It's therapeutic. It makes me happy. But Key, you're going to appreciate this. So I used my Freedom Unlimited while I got the 1.5 offer. So if you take that 920 with the 1.5 and 1.5, that's 2,760 points. I actually bought a Lego gift cards through the Mileage Plus X app. Ooh, I forgot how much that was. I wrote it down. Where was it? But that ended up being 6,900 United miles. Because I have a United Explorer card, I got a 25% boost on top of that. So that's another 1,725 miles. And then I bought that in United Shopping Portal while it was at Lego, 10 miles per dollar. So that's another 9,200 points as well. So in total, I made 20,585 points on one transaction.
That's why you're the stacking master, right there.
So, Money, what is all that stuff behind you? Them Lego figures?
There are all sorts of stuff. Some of it is Lego, yeah. Not all of it, but some of it is, yes. I call it the wall of my childhood.
What men do these days?
Yeah, you never grow out of Lego.
Oh, Rod, don't even trip. I see some figurines behind you too.
Oh, you want to see the figurines I got? These are called trophies, Key. People's Choice Award. Vanguard Award. These, but I collect planes. I collected a lot of stuff, but I get compulsive. I go overboard, and I like what Lonnie's doing. That's why, because I'm looking for a new hobby. I'm getting older, and I'm looking for a new hobby, and that's why I asked Lonnie that, because I'm looking for a new hobby. I don't know about Star Wars and Lego and all that, but I'm looking for a new hobby.
Yo, like the amount of these Lego sets cost, Lego ain't for kids. Let's call it what it is. Lego ain't for kids. It's for people that used to be kids.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, because I mean, half of the panel here is younger than everybody. You know, forget it. I have my GI Joe dolls from when I was a kid. I still have them. GI Joe, Google it, with Kung Fu grip. His hands were like that, and you could grip it. I swear to God. And I would have them hook up with my sister's Barbies. I still got those dolls upstairs in the attic. I used to make them clothes. So,
Yeah, but to answer your question, so I call this the wall of my childhood. Everything on here ties back to, you know, something cathartic from my childhood in some way, shape, or form, which is why I present it in such a, you know, grandiose manner or whatnot. Yes, I am a Star Wars fan, so you'll see a lot of that. I do still do Lego, so that's Lego. Of course, I got like these heads over here. So Darth Vader, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett heads. I got matching helmets. These are like prop helmets used in movies. The Iron Man one is for sure. It turns on and everything. But if you were to pick anything off this wall, there's some type of story that reminds me of my childhood, and that's why it means so much to me. So like over here, I got all my Marvel stuff. I got 2 older brothers that were huge into comic books, but they never let me touch their comic books because I was a little brother. You know, just like Joe says, he saved his GI Joes. They still save their comic books. They're still like shrink wrapped in plastic, 3 garbage bags, and a Rubbermaid container back at home or whatnot. But growing up, so Iron Man's my absolute favorite. But growing up, my brothers never let me touch their comic books, but instead they would read them to me. So my oldest brother would be like, "Yo, I got the new Iron Man. Do you want to sit down and read it to me?" And I'll never forget those moments because it was those, you know, these nice, calm, quiet moments that I got to spend with my brother. And so I've always loved Iron Man. So you'll see a lot of Iron Man stuff over here, like this, that, and that, because it reminds me of my oldest brother. To go as far to say, my son, I actually named after my oldest brother. So those types of things. Of course, Lego was huge. This one was actually given me by my mother-in-law because I collect shoes. So that's a Adidas shell toe made out of Lego. That was a gift from my mother-in-law. So everything ties back to, you know, my family or a point in my childhood that I, you know, always want to remember in some way, shape, or form. So I call it a wall of my childhood, but literally everything on there, you don't get on the wall without, you know, some type of memory attached to it.
I like that, Lonnie, because I mean, I'm big into some kind of hobby, and and then, you know, some days like the stuff I have collected, I'll go and look at it like, wow, I remember this, wow. So that's pretty cool. And now, Lonnie, y'all blame Lonnie if I go broke in 2025. I'm gonna come up with a new hobby. Wild Loves, you hear that? I'm gonna come up with a new hobby in 2025. And if we go broke, you can blame Lonnie. Call Lonnie. He say call me Lonnie, but take the me out. Call Lonnie.
Dark Star 69 it either. They still do that? Am I showing some age now, Joe?
Y'all, no.
We'll do it.
No, they don't.
She said,
No, they
no,
don't.
you not.
Tariq in the building, but Tariq, you know what we talked about with Star 69? Was you around for that? Star 87?
That was probably, I think, like the last time I even attempted it, I was like in 8th grade, which was I was in 8th grade, was that 2012, 2013? So
Star 69, that's when you can call somebody back.
no, it was when like you can call somebody and, you know, no caller ID.
Yeah, blocks the caller ID.
Oh,
Anyway.
now you just hit block. I remember Star 67. I think that's when you call them back.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't know what
Keith out over there, y'all talking about.
All right. Let's now that my audio issues are fixed, let's get back on track a little bit. Let's see what other questions I got. Actually, Key, I think you asked this one too. How much would you take to give up your seat for a 10-hour flight? So I think we've all been in the airport at one point or another where they said this flight is overbooked. Me personally, because, you know, my status, I'm like, I'm not getting bumped for this flight. There's no way I'm getting bumped for this flight. So I'm taking my seat. But they're like, oh, we'll give you $300. And then 10 minutes later, we'll give you someone $400. What number would you actually take to give up a seat on a 10-hour flight? Now, I want to add an asterisk caveat to this, Key. Is it, Am I still at my home airport or am I at the connecting flight? Because if I'm at the connecting flight, I ain't taking nothing.
Okay, let's go home airport. Home airport. You're trying to go.
See, I didn't understand it that way. I thought Key meant like where you'd give up a better seat on a 10-hour flight.
No, I'm talking overbooking specifically.
Overbooking.
So
Okay.
the flight, the PA, they come over the PA saying, we'll give you 30 nickels and a food voucher for you to give up your seat.
That food voucher never works, by the way. But to be completely honest, if I was at my home airport and I was flexible, like I could actually like take the extra time, fly out tomorrow. If I had that flexibility, the second they say they're overbooked, I'm going to walk up to, no matter where I'm sitting on the plane, I'm going to walk up to the counter and make them an offer. They're like, yo, give me 8K. We'll settle it right now. Just shoot high. Everyone, here's a travel hack for you. Just go up, walk to the counter and shoot high. You can say you want $10,000. They can't leave until someone takes that seat. And it's better for them because they start paying and getting dinged and the airline doesn't make money till the wheels take off. It's better for them to just pay out than it is to sit around waiting for someone to do it. And then, of course, having to bump somebody, because if they bump somebody, there's all these other fees and stuff that actually happen and stuff like that in there anyway. So I would say, at least, I would say this to you, Key. I would start off at 8K. And if all three of my family is with me, all three of us, I'm definitely starting off at 8K for all three tickets. So that's where I'm going. Tariq, how much does your travel day cost you? What would you spend on your travel day?
So for me, the correct answer is consulting with my favorite travel companion and seeing what she even says. Because if she is just like, I don't care how much we're getting, I want to be on this flight. There ain't a dollar amount in the world that's going to have me book on the next flight. Now, if I'm by myself,
is that her behind you right now?
Yeah, she's
blink twice if you're okay.
Nah.
Can she hear you? Is that player 2 that you always talk trash about? Is that your player 2?
See, this is why I'm glad my headphones in, Joe. You're gonna get me hurt. If I get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. We ain't playing those games. But no. See right there. I can't even think. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna shoot high. I'm gonna shoot high regardless, but obviously, there's a lot of variables for me. Like, if it's like the last flight or if it's an evening flight, I'm not. Again, I got a hotel to go make. I don't want to have to try to do the reservation and all that. But if it's like one of my early morning flights, I'll be cool. Like a cool 2,500, and then throw some points on top of that, and then we'll be cool.
Joe?
Mine is easy. 2K, and I want the next flight, business or first class round trip.
Yeah. Chad,
I'm going to give you my seat that you really want. Then I want a better seat.
Yep.
With cash.
That's also another great point. You can negotiate that. You can be like, not only do I want to be on the next flight, you also giving me the check. We ain't taking nothing away from the check. And I want first class or I want business class. They can do that. They can negotiate. They're desperate at that moment.
The dumbest time I ever saw it, and I jumped all over. We were on vacation. It was an hour jump flight. And they asked us if we wanted to take, who would give up their seat. I was like, bro, the next flight's in an hour. Who cares? Give me that up. And I got there an hour later. Who cares? Yeah. But people get all bent. They think like it's if you got the time, do it. Why not?
Yeah, the flexibility is key. And then Chad, as Chad put here in all caps at the end, make sure you remember if you're traveling with companions, family, friends, whatever, per passenger. So don't go up and be like, all three of us is going to hop off for 8K. No, that's 8K per paid seat per person. And we all sitting in the front. And tell the pilot to come out and rub my feet. Rod, how much is your travel day worth?
This 8K is crazy. I ain't never thought of that. I was thinking maybe 3 or 4K, but dang.
Man, I lowball. What? I am cheap.
I was thinking maybe, I've never done it because typically when I travel, I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm not just lollipopping around. But 4K, and I like what piggybacking what other people said, and I've never thought of this. And on my next flight, I want a first class seat or a business class, whatever you call it. Domestically, I want a first class seat. But I would say 3 to 4K. 3 to 4K. I'm not gonna but I like how you shoot high. And I can't believe I'm saying this because I like how you shoot high because you always gonna work yourself down and you're gonna end up with 4K. But if I start at 4K, I may end up at 2K. But I would probably start 3 to 5K. Other than that, if you're over here talking about, like every time I see it on my app, it's talking about $300 and what am I doing with $300? Catch an Uber? I mean, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with $300? No. So I just roll right on, keep on going. I feel sorry for whoever got to get where they're going, but I said 3 to 5K, man.
A lot of people don't realize this, but I'm not trying to get political right now. But this is why voting is super important because Secretary Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation here in the US, he actually implemented some of those changes where you are entitled up to like 15x of whatever you paid, the value of your ticket. These are implementations of Secretary Pete in office right now. So thank you, Pete, for bumping us up for when we have interruptions in our travel day. So don't forget that. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it political, but it is important because that could change. We could see. Anyway, Kit Kat in the building, also a channel member, very active in every single Discord that I know of. What's going on?
Hello. I'm Kit Kat. I want to point out, Sledge told me 8 o'clock EST. So I got the receipts, 2 screenshots. I'm not going to let the boy do me dirty like that. But I'm good.
It's because you was caught up at Long John Silver's. I don't know how. Ain't nobody in them buildings.
Hey, man, you're going to stop talking about Long John.
I am going to
let
keep
you know
talking
right
about
now.
It. You started it, and I'm going to keep it going. It's your fault.
This is almost as bad as you saying, like, Harold's isn't the greatest chicken that ever be made. And only Lonnie knows what that is.
Even from Chicago, I got to say Harold's ain't the greatest chicken ever made.
You better not be an Uncle Remus person.
To be completely honest, I don't like fried chicken.
Because you guys haven't been to the hood.
What you say? What you say?
Yep. I already know. I know. I just
either, man. I had enough growing up to last a lifetime.
Exactly, Rod. Exactly. We ate so much fried chicken that I never want to eat it again.
Man, I had fried chicken, baked chicken, barbecue chicken, smothered chicken, grilled chicken. I don't ever want to. I don't even want to see a chicken.
Look, chicken is my favorite bird. I don't care how I'm gonna eat it.
Exactly. Can't do no wrong.
Exactly. Yes. Facts.
You guys have been to New York? You guys have been to New York?
Yeah.
Kennedy's Fried Chicken is the hood chicken. That's the real good chicken where that grease has been there like about 6 months. The French fries taste like chicken. The biscuits taste like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken. But it's so damn good. They give it to you in a little box that the grease comes out of the bottom of it and those little breads. It's over, kid.
So, Joe, I'm gonna tell you, going to Harold's, you can't order anything that's not behind 6 inches of bulletproof glass. But I'm gonna disagree with you. The best fried chicken.
That's gonna be good.
How big is the glass?
About 6 inches of bulletproof glass. You can't even pass your money.
T-bone steaks. I ain't going there.
Right. It's literally like at the gas station where you got that one-way drawer. You got to pull out, put everything in, push it in.
Oh man, I gotta check that out. It's probably good.
Harold's ain't on Michigan Avenue. I'll tell you that.
What? It ain't by that Park Hyatt or that Ralph Lauren store?
You ain't gonna see a lot of tourists over there at Harold's.
You ain't gonna see none at the 6-inch store either. Oh, I just want to tour the area. No.
That's how Popeyes finds their new locations. They tour the area, they see how much bulletproof glass is there, and then they throw Popeyes up.
I don't like chicken, so I don't care.
What is going on?
Put up Chad's
I don't know
response.
what
Chad knows the
I'm
move
thrown
right there.
off.
Chad said Kennedy. Chad is from Brooklyn. He
I
knows good
will-
chicken.
So I got
Now, Joe, have you been to Yardbird?
Yes.
Okay.
See,
Yardbird,
all y'all from the city. All y'all from the
Popeyes,
city.
I like Popeyes. If I want to have high blood pressure, I go to Popeyes. Because that's just all salt. Swear to God, you can't take your rings off when you're done there. Forget it. But that's old people problems.
Hey,
Look at the
Lonnie,
$2
where you
bucks
from,
on the
Lonnie?
bottom.
Where you from originally, Lonnie?
Illinois.
All right, Illinois,
Yep.
New York. Key, where you from originally? I ain't saying now.
Chicago, but Clarksdale, Mississippi.
We ain't talking about no butts. You okay? Are you from Clarksdale?
Chicago is
I
Chicago.
grew up in Arkansas where they used to rein the chicken neck till they start hollering. That threw me off right there. I was out right there. I was out. I was a little boy. I was out. I was like,
Okay.
I don't never. I was 3, 4, 5 years old. I'm like, I don't never want to eat none of these things. Why? No.
All right, y'all are stressing me out. Y'all are stressing me out. So everyone told us what amount of money they're gonna take to give up a 10-hour flight. Kid Kat, Tariq, it's time for you to chime in. I can't even take this chat anymore.
Keep changing the topic.
We need Key here to keep us in check. Thank you, Key. I appreciate you.
It's all right, but it follows. Look, it follows the restaurant rule. Let's call it what it is. Chicken is the cheapest protein that you can buy. Period. It's cheaper than beef, cheaper than pork, all of that. So if you're about to go to a restaurant, don't order the chicken. It's literally the cheapest thing. If it's especially if it's prefix, I'm going straight to ribeye. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. We're going lobster. I am not ordering the grilled chicken. They're going to charge you $90 for some grilled chicken that they only paid $3. Nah, man, I never ordered the chicken. So it follows restaurant rules.
I'm gonna respect Key, but I don't know how y'all grew up. But I grew up with everybody in the family. It was 4 of us: my mom, my dad, my brother, and I. And everybody had their pieces of chicken. Me and my brother got the leg and the thigh. My pops got the breast. My mom had the wings. Man, I ain't got time for all that.
You're right, Rod. You're right. For me,
I
I always like the breast. That was it. To this day, I still do.
Oh my God!
You know why?
Here's
why.
What are we
People
doing
say that
right
it's dry.
All right,
It's nothing sexual, Keith. People always say that the white meat is dry, right? But for me, I like it. Like even the turkey, I put a big breast of turkey for Thanksgiving, and I even it's dry. I kind of like the white meat always like that.
I'm about to get a strike on my channel because of that. All right, Kid Kat.
I'm sorry, Key. I apologize.
How much is your travel day worth to you?
It depends because I got a 2-year-old, and you're gonna have to give me an absorbent amount of money to throw that schedule off because it's already hard enough traveling with him. We talking about just giving up a seat from the airline? I'm talking at least $2,500. It's got to at least be double what I paid for the seat, bare minimum.
Yeah, but we all use points. So what is that, like $20?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
It's the dollar value of what that seat costs.
Fair enough.
So even if you pay with points, you can still ask for cash. Tariq, did you answer yet?
Yeah, I answered. I said when I kept hearing everyone else's answers, I felt like I lowballed because I said like 25.
I said 5. They over here talking about 8,000, 20,000.
We're talking about a 10-hour flight, guys.
That's a good point.
Oh, 10-hour flight. Oh, 10-hour flight. Yeah, about 12,000.
10 hour. I need 1,000 per hour.
Oh,
at that
yeah.
point, then you're right.
I'm not even taking no 10-hour flight. I guess I'm not going.
Oh man, Rod. Okay.
You ain't trying to go to the Maldives, Rod?
Why are you stressing me out? I'm
Because
so confused.
I like messing with you, Key. But no, I've been all over the world. I went with the Navy. It took me 45 days to get from one side of the country to the other side of the world. But flying for 10 hours, but I got to walk around. I could go eat. I can talk, and I'm not flying on no plane at all. Plus, I can't swim.
Okay.
I'm gonna let
We're
that go.
No. We're moving on. We're moving. Stop.
We move
Stop.
on?
Lonnie, next question. Next question.
We got chicken.
Why, love? Can
Chicken
you help
can't
us here, my love?
swim.
Can you take your man off the screen? This is going sideways. Quick.
Okay, let's move on.
Rod pulled out all the stereotypes tonight.
This is just bad.
He was 1 hour late.
20 years, can't swim from one side of the pool to the other, but I don't know how I did it by God's grace.
All right. Look,
We're all gonna get canceled. Lonnie's never gonna see year 2.
Look, I didn't even post my first video yet, and I'm already gonna get strikes.
All right, y'all. I'm running out of questions. I got one more from Keith. Drop some more in the comments. The comments just went from 0 to 9 that I haven't read yet, so I already know. They just went in on Rod. I'm about to check them out in a second.
Do me a favor. Put my love's comment. Your friend Rod just put you on blast. The Navy man who can't swim.
That means
I was just about to say, how is he in the
Yeah.
swim?
She said,
I have
"Good thing
so
I
many
could swim."
questions. But
Rod, it's over for you, Rod.
that mean I'm special. How did I pull it off for 20 years? I didn't get close
I
to
want to
the
know.
edge.
Again.
I didn't get close to the edge.
okay,
But you
Lonnie,
can't fall
please
over.
help
You
us.
can go to the
Lonnie,
ball.
help us. There's got to be anything, Lonnie.
Xavier coming in, keeping me alive.
Xavier.
He just threw you a lifeline for Rod because Rod can't swim.
Hey, Joe, I can't even grab the lifeline. I close my eyes.
Oh my God, we're gonna get killed. I swear to God, I can't.
I just saw this.
Yo, we're so dead.
Chad coming in with the heat, boy.
I like what Chad said.
Oh my God.
All right.
Wait till we go to Puerto Rico. Y'all gonna see. I'm gonna get in the pool, but I'm gonna be
Please
okay.
don't. Please
I'm
don't.
gonna get
please.
you little floaty shit for your arm. Rod's gonna be like this in the water.
They gotta be a 0 entry pool.
Give me a little kiddie pool that's on the
I can
side.
stand up with it. If it's 5 feet, I'll get in it. But if
Rod's gonna be sitting on the side, kicking his feet.
Oh my God.
Make sure you pack your pool noodle and your carry on.
Oh my God, I can't.
All right. So,
Oh my God.
Key's last question that she said, how do you pay for subscriptions? What subscriptions do you have you think everyone should also have? In my opinion, MX Platinum, the $695 subscription that comes with a silver medal card, is the one. It's the one that I actually would recommend for folks. I'm being a little facetious, but I'm also being a little honest.
I thought you were talking about Netflix or something.
No, she is. She literally is. But the MX Platinum has zero value except for it's a $695 subscription.
Rod subscriptions aren't covered by any card.
Look, just throw a catch-all on there, Rod. You'll be all right.
Maybe the luxury black card might cover some of those, Rod.
No, man, I got one of them. I got one of them subscriptions Lonnie got. I got one of them platinum subscriptions. I think, yeah, I got one of them too. Now, I got one of them.
Yeah.
Y'all can come at me in the comments. That is literally a subscription service.
I'm a close this card and still walk around with it.
So, before we jump around, you know what I learned recently? So when I was flying to NOLA, I went to a Centurion lounge. And you know how like you have to show your physical card? They don't do anything after you show your card. They check the name, they check your ID, and they check a boarding pass. But they don't actually do anything with the card. They don't tap it on nothing, make sure it's active. They don't plug it into a machine or nothing. So I'm like, yo, if I were to, like you say, Rod, if I were to cancel this or it were to expire, do I still get in these Centurion lounges for free? Because if they're not checking anything.
I tried that with American. I got rid of my American executive card that one Sledge just got. I went up there and played crazy. I was like, hey, man, I'm here to get in the lounge. And I was flying somewhere. And they was like, sir, you canceled your card. I said, really? That wasn't me. I must have been robbed. I said, I didn't cancel that card. Man, I didn't cancel it. And they still wouldn't let me in. They said, well, you go figure it out and then come back the next
I guess. I mean, if that were to happen, it wouldn't be too bad. I could just walk out and save some embarrassment. But I think it would be worth a shot. But mine's still active, so I can't do it for a while. I'm still under a year on mine, so I ain't gonna even attempt that for a while. But Kid Kat, Craig.
First, I'm gonna need you to stop talking crap about the platinum. I got like 42 visits to the Philly Lounge right now, and that thing done saved my life. I'd have been musty coming back from work, taking showers. It's a good time. I'm gonna need you to stop that.
Philly Lounge in the airport, Philly Lounge at the gym.
At the airport, the Philly Lounge, the Syrian Lounge in Philly got a shower. They got a massage room. It's small, but it's a good time. But for me, it's usually shut up, Joe. I knew it as soon as it came out of my mouth.
What you gotta watch your mouth around, Joe.
What's the name of that lounge called?
Can you give me a job? What you do for a living, man? You selling Kit Kats? What you do for a living?
See, so Kid Kat, I'm not going to discredit you because that's a great use of it. What do you actually swipe that card for?
Nothing. I answer for nothing.
Sign up bonus.
Bro, going back to my statement, it's a 695 subscription that comes with a silver medal card. It's a good subscription. It's a good subscription. Don't get it twisted. It's a good one, but it's still a subscription.
So physically swipe nothing, but that bad boy, and it's not my money, but worked and put about 20 grand on it, right? I'm just saying, I'm a hostage of AA. I'd have been going back and forth to Philly like every week. It's not a good time, but here we are. For me, subscriptions, I usually put it on whatever my sign-up bonus card is. And then otherwise that, I'll try my best to, I'm going to be honest with you, I really don't spend a ton on subscriptions. So I'm not really particularly worried about it. Most of them are just on my Blue Business Plus or whatever. So my oldest cards are Capital One cards. I got a few of those on there, and it's just an automatic pull out, pay it, keep it open. In fairness,
you have some weird pauses. I won't even lie. The pauses are what's giving Joe a problem.
You're like, is someone gonna say something?
I can't. Did you just hear? Come on, help me here, guys. It's too easy. I'm looking at Key's face, and all she heard was pull out, pay. I'm like, what the hell is this? What are we talking about here? I thought this is about credit cards.
Joe, your mind's stay in the gutter.
Lonnie, I hope you weren't planning on getting monetized for this live.
Stay in the gutter. I'm late. Joe bullying me. Sledge got me in trouble. It's just a rough night.
Wait, you started, Kit Kat. You were talking about a lounge that gives you massages and shit. Like,
hey, come on, Joe.
All right, Joe. Subscriptions, Joe.
I can't wait to hear this, boy. Who knows what this is about to be?
Yo, I have. Look, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I have no subscriptions. I'm Puerto Rican. I have that stick that gets you all the channels for free. Let's just call it that and keep it moving. All right. So my subscriptions come on a stick. That's it.
Tariq.
So I put pretty much every subscription I just on my Sapphire Preferred. I keep it simple. Unless there's like a Chase offer, like or like an Amex offer, because I have the Blue Cash every day. I know it's like the forgotten cashback Amex card. So I have YouTube Premium, obviously, channel memberships, YouTube TV for like my main TV streaming. So I just throw pretty much all of that on my Sapphire Preferred just for the easy 3X.
Rod?
I have one subscription. I think it's Prime Video, and I don't know what card. I think I got it on the Business Gold, but I got some other subscriptions, but I don't know how to work them. So they've been just I don't have no subscriptions, man. Contrary to what Joe got to say, Rod got all his subscriptions. I really don't. My Business Gold, man. Anything I do, a lot of it goes on. I don't even when I deal with that, I don't even. look for the best offer. I just throw it on the business, go and call it a day.
Yo, Rod, I need to apologize before I leave. And I'm sorry, guys. I have to. I was telling Key, I have to go to a city council meeting because I'm their Latino advocate. So I have to go change and become serious in the next 2 minutes. But I need to tell you guys are just freaking amazing. I want to thank you for a freaking amazing time tonight. This turned left real quick.
Yeah, it did. Because
Key, I apologize, Key, for talking out of pocket, my love, in front of a beautiful young lady, because Rod started this. Rod started with the whole. First, it was something about gift buying and his friends, and now he can't swim. And now he's trying to get over on club lounges by making believe he's crazy, that he forgot his card or Lord never closed it. Then poor Kit Kat comes here talking about special massages and lounge airports. I've never heard of those. That's some special priority pass. Forget the restaurant part. That's a special card. That's the Venture Triple X card that he uses for that.
Wow, Joe, really?
Dog, Joe.
And
Come
Tariq,
on, man.
God, leave, boy.
Yo, you can blame me if you want.
I love you guys. I hope you have a great night. My people here, thank you for keeping it live. I love you guys. God
Mi
bless you,
hermano, Joe, I love you, man. You one of the funniest dudes I ever met in my life. I've met a lot of people, man. Key, I like Key because Key funny serious, but you funny.
Yo, you gotta see the text that she's sending me. These texts are live. I'm dying here. Like, we're not being innocent. This is all like inappropriate stuff that we get canceled tomorrow.
keep it over there. We'll do it on your live, man.
Yeah, do it on your live.
Do it on your live.
Super chats and everything.
Good night, guys. I love you. Thank you. Next week, we're back on. Don't forget this. We got to keep this momentum going, guys. I love you guys. Good night, guys.
I'm going to hop on yours next week and just start
Please.
off random stuff.
Come through. I got Tasha next week, so just think about it. Tasha on Tuesday with that Southern drawl. It's a wrap. It's over.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, I know that's how she said.
You're gonna kill me, and I'm just gonna blame Tariq.
What?
We've just blamed Tariq from now on for everything.
For
Tariq,
what?
Tariq, your background looks like you're in an insane asylum. It's just blurry and like a white sheet in back of you. What's wrong with you, bro? Seriously.
Damn, Joe.
I'm at my own.
Joe, you got
Joe just coming at everybody. Dog. Dang, boy.
Rod, please tell your friend I send her my love. She's amazing.
Oh, she should be in here. She might have left, Joe. You probably ran off, man. I might not even have a girlfriend after this, man. Thank
She
you.
was in here earlier.
Next week, the live guys, all jokes aside, can we do super chats to do a GoFundMe to teach Rod how to swim? We'll get him some swimming lessons.
Oh, no.
For Puerto Rico.
Go.
Wow. I'm about to kick him out. I'm just about to remove him from the live. We're about to kick him out.
We out here just everybody just getting it.
The people already in line for Joe's live.
These are Puerto Rican goodbyes. Bye-bye.
Much love, Joe. Much love, man.
Later, guys. Love you.
Later, Joe.
Later, Joe.
All right, so before I answer your question, Key, and get back on track now that Joe ain't here, to honestly answer your question, when I found out like the Chase Inc. business cash got, the 5X through like telcos and all that other stuff, it was literally like the exact same time Verizon did their Play Plus subscription service where you can just subscribe to so many things directly through Verizon. You don't even have to be a Verizon customer, y'all. You don't have to have your cell phone through them. I did every single subscription that I could through Verizon. It comes right on my cell phone bill because I am a Verizon customer, that is. And I get 5X on all of them. Now, the only one that I don't like is my Disney Plus bundle, which I actually get for free through Verizon. But I get the Disney Plus, it has the Hulu, has the ESPN, but the Hulu has ads. And ever since Amex got rid of the Sirius XM radio, what was that, like May, June, July, sometime earlier this year, then I just signed up with another Gmail account for Hulu, no ads. So I paid my $17.99 for Hulu, no ads on my Amex Platinum. So I get that for $0. everything else probably doesn't go through anything. So like I say, SiriusXM doesn't go through. Actually, SiriusXM, I forgot what card I use for that, but it doesn't like get anything extra directly from any particular card. And then anything else, like whatever apps I use that have a subscription, I just use like a Freedom Unlimited and get the 1.5, or I'll switch between that and my IHG Premier, which is 3X. I try to keep it simple, but I don't accept one. I don't accept 1 point per dollar. Cough, platinum card. But you asked a question, Key, so you gotta give us the answer. Your answer, I should say.
Yeah. I have a lot of subscriptions. When I asked the question because I started writing down like how many subscriptions I had, it added up quick. YouTube Premium. I have the Tesla Premium service for my car. I could go on and on about stuff. I pay for extra storage on my Apple device. And then I have a smart home. So some of these things are on subscription. Like I could go on and on. But the Verizon Pay Plus caught my attention because some of the things that I am already paying for are eligible on that Verizon Play. So maybe worth me canceling, consolidating, and kind of re-signing up for some of those things. And then I just got YouTube Premium. So selfishly, that's why I asked the second question. I don't think I can go back to it to YouTube with ads. So I might be adding that to my list.
Once you don't get those ads no more, you can't go back.
Yeah, I've had YouTube Premium for a year, and I have been spoiled.
Yeah. The background playback, so I can lock my phone, throw it in my pocket, keep listening.
Yep,
that's the game changer.
Downloading before you get on the plane. Oh, yep, I can't go back to not having premium.
Yeah.
I just threw this up, but I want to put this back up. But Matt Clausen, friend of the channel, friend of mine, of course, co-host the Stacking Points podcast that comes out almost every single new episode comes out almost every single day of the week. By the way, because I won't be there next week, Key is filling in for me. So definitely check out next week's episode with Key dropping her knowledge in my absence because I'm traveling again this weekend. So I won't be there next week. But he mentioned YouTube memberships are now coded as 5X directly from the Ink Cash. They don't have to go backdoor. Just you signed up as a channel member, got the Ink Cash, 5X, instant 5X. So that's an easy way to get a couple extra points. And that stuff adds up over a while.
And it's crazy. That's the only card I want. Like I don't want any other card but that Ink Cash. I really want that Ink Cash.
What's stopping you, Rod?
I got too many cards. I finally figured out my strategy. I mean, I was up to 32 cards, man, and I was just all over the place. I mean, I'm that dude that had the Gemini card, the BlockFi card, the SoFi card, the Bobby Baloney card, the Louis Lunchmeat card. I had all kind of cards, man. I just wanted to break it down to a simple strategy. And the last time I applied, they broke my heart and told me no. They told me no. So it shell shocked me. I ain't been back. I won't even log on to Chase other than check my investments. I won't even go on there and pay my bills, pay my other 4 cards I have with Chase. But that's the only thing, man.
Yeah, Ink Cash is probably one of the best sock drawer cards I got. That's my drawer card. It's a great sock drawer card. It just needs to sit there. So it's set it up to whatever you need to pay it with, and it just put it away.
Facts. You even got to put it in your wallet. That's what I want. Yeah, facts.
Yep. All right. I ain't got no more new questions in the chat, and we got 9 minutes left. I gotta head out at at the top of the hour. Any other comments, questions, things y'all want to say? Anyone in the chat want to drop us anything? Do it now or forever or until next week, until Joe's chat where we all go to the left. I'm going to be on Joe's live cussing. I'm going to make sure he can't get monetized.
Like, I'm about to just act a fool. We may as well. He did it to you.
I ain't even going to show up with a shirt on. I'm just going to be up in there now.
Look, we want to make sure his channel's still on YouTube. We don't want to make any money on it no more. Gotta be
wrong platform for that, Lonnie.
Right. Yo, them OF people be making some loot. You ain't got to show everything.
All right, listen,
Oh
Lonnie,
God.
thank you for having us
Dang.
on.
Feet pics for everybody. I'm joking. All right, we're a little too loopy at the moment. Anyway, I'll trim this off.
Ain't even a
the
stack your
live
points
stream.
recording with how loopy we're getting.
Hey, I have to agree with Key, Lonnie. Thanks for having me on. I know Sledge had invited me, and I said, "Hey, man, did you let Lonnie know I was coming on?" He said, "Yeah, I did."
Yep, he did.
And what I love about this is I'm meeting more and more like-minded people. And we can take something as simple and boring as credit and points and miles and just have fun. Tonight I met Kit Kat, who's selling Kit Kat bars all over the country.
Oh, absolutely.
And I
I
met
got Butterfingers, all that.
now, and I'm joking. I met Kit Kat, I met Tariq. I already knew Key, knew about Lonnie. So I just, this is beautiful. That's all I gotta say. This is beautiful. Like-minded people sharing ideas that are positive.
It really is, especially the like-minded people part, because credit card game ain't always interesting. It can be boring to some folks. I got so many friends that are like, "Oh man, you know how to do all this travel strategy stuff," and then like, "Can you show me how to do this?" And you like 3 sentences in, and they start tuning out. Like, that's too much work. Like, you mean I got to go get another credit card? I'm like, then you ain't serious about it.
Man,
But
if I had $1 for every time I heard somebody say, "You got these many cards, doesn't that hurt your credit?" No. If it did, I wouldn't be getting these cards.
Exactly. But the simple fact of like having a community of folks that actually care or just enthused, interested in the different strategies that every single person. There's 5 of us on here right now, even more than that, like 20 people in the chat. And that means there's 25 different credit card strategies here right now. And yes, we might all pick and choose and like borrow from each other, but the simple fact that we can all come together, have an adult entertaining, sometimes too much entertaining conversation. It is, man. I agree with you. It's the beautiful thing.
And shout out to Key for keeping us in line. She's like
She did.
She's like over here. She'll keep us in line. And I like that because sometimes we'll go way left and forget about what we're talking about. She'll reel us back in.
Yeah, she grabbed us all by the ear.
Joe turned my live into a Joe live. I ain't gonna lie, he really did.
That wasn't even a Joe live. We were like inching close to like a venture capital live.
But it was an honor meeting Kat and Tariq. It was an honor, and being on your platform, Lonnie, and always I did a few collabs with Key, so it was just an honor being here, man. It was just an honor.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you even taking the time to come join, man. I honestly do. Same thing. Kid Kat, I know we be talking in the Discord all the time. He is not ashamed to drop my name on something like, "Yo, Lonnie, they talking about you over here." Get me involved into an argument in some way, shape, or form. And, Key, Tariq, I'm always with y'all. We're always communicating. So I really do appreciate it. But more importantly, I appreciate y'all taking the time to have this celebration day with me. I can't believe it's already been a year. Let's go on to year number 2. It feels so much longer than a year, but it really has not been. So 1 year as a creator. And you know what? I'm not done yet. There's more on the way, y'all. I'm working on some other things. There's more on the way. And I really appreciate y'all sticking with me and supporting me all this time, honestly.
Yeah. And Lonnie, I want to thank you for allowing me to get ready to think of my next new hobby. Because I don't know, it ain't gonna be no Legos. It might be. I ain't gonna be no Star Wars, but I'm gonna start collecting something.
All right, I'm gonna leave y'all with one extra thing. So, Rod, I know that you are not just into finances, but also investing.
Yes.
When it comes to retail objects, we all know about like Pokemon cards, trading cards, shoes, sports memorabilia. Take sports memorabilia out of it, actually, because that's very fickle. That's neither here nor there. But Lego sets are the highest reselling retail product out there. They're more valuable than Jordan collections or shoe collections. So you don't need to get into Lego to just be like, this one, if I hold on to it for 15 or 5, 10, 15 years, will give me 800% return on my investment. So when Lego stops making something, it's gone forever. So old Lego sets are actually some of the most valuable resold items on the internet.
Wow. See, y'all Lonnie trying to mess me up.
So say what y'all want about a grown man that builds Legos. I might have nefarious I might be doing something different over here.
And that's the type of information that we need to hear, because I didn't know that. And I have a full-fledged investing channel where I'm talking about stocks, ETFs, crypto. But I didn't know that.
Dude, we can talk about my shoe collection and my Lego collection any day you want. I guarantee you it'll change everyone's perspective.
Lonnie, are you on IG?
Not really. I have an IG account, but I don't do nothing with it.
Well, check it. I'm
gonna
reach out to you. Check it. Check it in the next day or two.
Yeah, I'll hit you up offline. But yeah, I haven't done anything. I haven't posted anything or anything like that on that thing for quite some time. All right, y'all. That's the end of it then. Let's go ahead and wave goodbye. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank you for everybody that came and supported and definitely laughed. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.